Sawadee and welcome to another episode here for the Funky Pod, Mindful Media and Communication. And today we're talking about you. Get better. We're talking about why the internet is slowly breaking your sense of self. And you might wonder, what is this all about? No, I'm not just back from a meditation retreat in Bali or anything like that. Still an earthquake shook Bangkok here. We're fine, no problem. But I have a bone to pick with you, me, the internet. And let me tell you why. Did you ever scroll your own feed and think, wait, who even is this person? I mean, yeah, it's you, but like the edited, caption optimized, vibe filtered version of you. Even Snooze knows it. Yeah, the one who seems to be growing, glowing, healing, journaling, self-reflecting, all, you know it, all while low-key burning out. But you don't post that part, do you? It's the version that exists in high contrast, well-lit carousels. It's the you that gets applause. And here's the thing. The more time we spend, can I say building? Yeah, the more time we spend building that version of ourselves, the more the actual you gets kind of blurry. So today, we're going all in on this, okay? This episode today is about identity distortion, the curation of authenticity, and why being yourself online is a full-time performance that's messing with your head. So let's jump right into it. And I called my first segment when I took notes, I called it, and I don't always share my segment headlines that I do when I prepare the podcast, but I called this one on my notes, Identity Crisis in 9:16 ratio. You will see in a second why. Because, and I'm sounding like a boomer now, but I'm old enough to remember that social media started out as a tool for expression. Yeah, high five, great pun, high five to MySpace. It was meant to be a tool where you could share your life, post your thoughts, be yourself, crazy idea. And then it became a performance review. And now it's be yourself, but optimize it. Make it useful. Make it brand safe. And then, hey, please make sure your authenticity fits the vibe of your grid. Aesthetics matter, okay? And let's not pretend we don't know the drill. Don't act surprised, okay? We've all done the vulnerable post that's still somehow perfectly framed, right? We all shared that real moment that took 6 drafts and a filter. It's not that we're fake, it's that we've made performance the default. And after a while, you start believing the performance. And the worst thing maybe for someone like me, like a media and communications prof, there are theories behind all that, why this is happening. So trying this theory in 30 seconds, a minute. Why is this all happening? I'm going to try to make it quick. I'm going to try to make it real, okay? So here's why identity gets weird in the digital age. Theory 1, we call this the Self-Discrepancy Theory. It's from the 1980s, okay? It's an old theory. But according to the theory, and you will see it holds up, there are 3 versions of yourself at play at all times. We have the actual self, who you actually are, get the ideal self, who you wish you were, and we have the odd self, who you think you should be based on other people's expectations. So social media turns up the volume on all those 3 and then sits back and lets them fight in public. Yeah, you post the ideal self, right? Who you wish you were. You try to meet the odd expectations from followers, family, the niche you're in your personal brand. And then the real you, the actual self, often just ends up performing some kind of damage control. Let me give an example, okay? A few months ago, I caught myself actually like rewriting an IG caption about being like present, okay? Meanwhile, I was sitting like in a cafe around the corner, literally not being present, obsessing over which words to pick, trying to be like very mindful because that's the tagline of my podcast. You see the irony? Because I see it too, and it really annoys me. So that's what it looks like when self-perception becomes the strategy. Second theory, looking glass self. That's the name of the theory. This basically means you become who you think others think you are. On IG, I would say, yeah, read it again. On the podcast, I say, yeah, listen to that again. You become who you think others? There was a German coming through. You become who you think others think you are. Oh my God, I apologize for the German accent. So many TH in a row. You become who you think others think you are. Here you go. So you start shaping your identity based on imagined perceptions, the way you think people are watching you. So you imagine them thinking about you, and then you behave in a way you think they think about you. Oh God. And now, to top it all off, when that audience is now an algorithm-enhanced cloud of strangers, co-workers, exes, silent lurkers, and LinkedIn recruiters or whatever, that reflection gets incredibly distorted. So who are you if you're trying to be what you think all of them think you should be? Last one, Mr. Goffman again, we talked about him before in media theories, the presentation of self. He said, we are all performers, we all perform. And we have a front stage, which is the public self, and we have a backstage, which is the private self. The thing is, with social media, backstage completely collapsed. There is no more backstage. There's no BTS, no behind the scenes anymore. Your messy self, the one that's behind the stage, still has to be presentable. Even your emotional breakdowns need a beat drop and an aesthetic lighting. And that's where we're now. Authenticity is a content format. Yeah, being real has become a genre. And I can tell you that that's the case because that's what we're teaching in digital marketing courses all across the world. Authenticity is what relates to Gen Z. It's a performance. And this leads to something that you might realize, that I'm realizing, that my cats that are whining in the background are realizing. Our identities are splitting in real life. So let's bring it back to you, because I know you felt this. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this episode right now, all until now, okay? So let's run a quick identity audit. No shame, just honesty. Do you ever feel like your day doesn't count unless it's posted? Do you ever record yourself doing something spontaneous twice? Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel like your online presence is thriving, but your actual self is feeling disconnected? Or you try to rebrand yourself online and feel guilty when your real life personality doesn't match. Throw some toy at the cat. She's okay. She's playing with it now. Great catch, Snooze. And you know, the thing is, we've all been there. I've been there. And again, hate to admit it, have to admit it, I've been there. And it messes with your confidence, right? In subtle ways, but it does mess with your confidence. And it's not just imposter syndrome. No, it's different. Maybe even worse. It's identity fatigue, I think. They're trying to keep up with the version of you that performs better than you feel. And let's be blunt, okay? The algorithm that shows your stuff to random people doesn't care about your identity. The algorithm cares about consistency, predictability, stickiness, engagement potential, okay? So when you show up online with something new, something real, something, God forbid, unmarketable, there's a decent chance it flops. And when your real self flops, you start defaulting back to the character you know that gets the applause. And this is how the trap works. We start out using social media to express who we are, but eventually we use it to reinforce who we think we're supposed to be. And when the algorithm rewards that version, we get stuck in it. It's self-branding turned into self-erasure. So the question then is, what can you actually do? And, well, now look, I'm not here telling you to delete your Instagram or throw your phone in the ocean, even though that would be probably the best thing to do. I'm not even saying curation is bad. I teach digital marketing, so I can't say it. I mean, I can. It's normal to want to present a better version of yourself. Striving for something better is good. That's not the problem. The problem is when you start believing that version is more real than you are. So, what do we do? Well, you could start by checking in with the parts of yourself that don't get posted. The versions that don't trend. The moods that don't get the aesthetic filters. You could ask yourself, hey, so when was the last time you changed your mind publicly? That people actually realize, oh, you changed your mind. Good for you. Yeah, when was the last time you shared without optimizing? Or when was the last time you posted something honest and let it flop? Yeah, that's where the recalibration starts. You're not a brand. You're a human. You're not here to perform clarity. You're here to figure things out. So, I didn't mean to turn this into like a TEDx talk or something like this. But maybe because I'm teaching digital marketing stuff, maybe because I'm analyzing communication media all the time, it feels like this is becoming, it's not even becoming, it is a huge thing, and it's just so sad to see. And the thing is, you don't have to prove your growth to make it real. You're still growing even if other people don't see it. You don't have to capture your authenticity to keep it valid. It's valid just by being authentic. And you don't have to turn your identity into an asset. Your identity is what makes you you. Who cares about the others? And you're allowed to be inconsistent. That's the beauty of life. You're allowed to be in process, not a finished product. You're allowed to go through phases that never become content. You don't have to content optimize everything. So if you're feeling that split between who you are and who you've built online, that's not failure, that's awareness. And that's the signal to come home to yourself. And trust me, and I'll leave it with that, trust me, the most real version of you isn't the one that gets shared, it's the one that stays when all the applause stops. Until then, see you next time.